Okay, before I begin customizing and detailing up the Zaku 2, let's finish up the assembly of the weaponry, because I know this is something that we need to cover. And what I need to cover, and hold on, put a light here, is all the seam lines that this little kit has to offer. Unlike the master grade kit that I covered up the seam lines around here, this one has it all over the place. I don't know how well this one's going to cover it. Oh, have very little bit of this. I think what's going to give me a problem is going to be the butt, the stock, that is. At least in the installation and, the instructions, it doesn't say I have to put a part in there. I mean, okay, this part we can probably get away with it. It's this one that I may have to maybe sand off and put something else, because it's, in reality, this thing, I guess, swivels left and right. Let's get one of these here. And put that there. Alright, so that's done. Keep that to the side. We have this part here that goes in here like that. Wait, here we go. I'm going to put it partly in there. I don't know if it has to go all the way in. I think it does, but I'm thinking of maybe painting the inside. Like maybe painting the inside of the silver, or whatever the color that should be. Let me put that there. It's a little loose. How is it? Yeah. Then we have the drum. That could be easily put in and take off. There we go. That came on good. Then we have the barrel. And that one goes like this here. And that's very loose, Jesus. I mean, it's, I guess, not a big deal, because I can probably paint it and I need this, paint that part of the kit, and then that will end the friction of the paint, will allow it to stay onto it. Oh, I kind of like this. If that's that way, then that goes this way. Oh, and then there's one last thing: the barrel, the muzzle. That's a big machine gun. Kind of reminds me, well, it's not big enough, but if anybody remember the BB gun that they made a few years ago, a couple of decades ago. All right, now the bazooka should be interesting to work with. First things first, we need this, followed by, so hold on, if that's that, it goes here. Oh, I know, now I know why that was loose. It was this part that needs to go there. All right, never mind. That's okay. We'll get back to it there. So that goes here. And then this goes here. Oh, yeah, that's this part. So no, the other way around. Excuse me. So I did that. Oh, we get 2 of these, I guess. Yeah. So that goes here. Oh, I see. All right, now we gotta go to this one right here. So we have a clear part that goes here. Which now I'm kind of regretting doing that, but I'll figure a way how to pop it out. So we need that to go here. Does this go here? No. Does this go here? Yes, like that. Okay. Now then, let's... Oh, I think I can put it together. I thought maybe you have to keep it apart. I'm sorry. So that goes there. And that goes there. Okay, that's cool. Then we have this part that goes like that there. And this part that goes like that there. Oh my god, that thing's huge! It's nearly as tall as the Zaku 2 itself. Now that's a bazooka. The Heat Hawks, or the Heat Axe. Simple design. And then we have these 2 parts that connects to this. What was this about? I must have missed something. Oh, that goes here to hold that up. Okay. And we might as well take this off. Put that here. There we go. All right, now it's good. Now we're cooking with gas. Now, there are multiple... these are the open hand, not the open, but the grip hands to hold up, I guess, probably the machine gun and the Heat Hawk. But this one is specifically for the bazooka because of the angle. And even though, and this is where I'm a bit surprised, even though you get 4 of these for the hands to hold up, you only get 4. You only get 5 sets of hands. So that is for this. But then this goes here, and then you just have to take off this part of the hand, put it there, so you can connect the bazooka or the machine gun, or however you want to do it. And this is actually a connector that goes in the back of the Zaku so it can support the bazooka in the back. Oh, does it also support the beam rifle, the machine gun? No, there is no connector here as well. So unless you want to do, let's see, this one, maybe this way. That would, no, that's, unfortunately it's not strong enough for that. All right, fair enough. Well, at least the weapons are done. So we got those done. So as the Zaku is standing into attention, it realized I'm going to be tearing this shit apart and fixing things here that it needs to be fixed. It's not perfect, obviously. It is perfect in its size and shape and how big and nice it is. But you could do more with this. A lot more. Let's begin from the bottom up, because I think that's where the original manual started. Now, I know that I gotta take care of these, and I am definitely looking into cutting these out here and here, and I have a bunch of polycaps, so I'll be able to somehow connect it to the polycap and maybe try to see if I can make it more movable. Because unfortunately, this mobile suit won't allow you to go any further than this, or maybe back. I don't know, maybe that's the appropriate way of saying this. But yeah, the seam line in the front is definitely needs to be cleaned and fixed. Not so much in the back, because you're not going to see it. It's going to, the cover on the back is going to be, yeah. The only seam line that's going to be here that needs to be worked on are these right here that goes right down through here. Now it has this cover. This cover's there, so there's no seam line there, and this is part of the design, so that's fine. That's not a big deal. I can get away with this. Maybe this part is, and I don't have to pop the whole thing out because there's nothing that needs to be fixed. What I am going to do is I am going to cut this off, the one on the other side, and the one up front. Remove all this. I'm probably not the only one thinking about this, and probably not the only one have done it. Once everything is molded in, I want to remove this and replace it with better thrusters. This is a nice little mold thing, but for me to mask it off and then just show off this inside like this, you know, another color tone, no. It doesn't feel right. So I'll definitely be popping this out to fix these, and then once I figure it, then I'm going to seal them up and glue them on, and then begin the long process of sanding it down. Now, sanding will be a big problem from here down, because you have these two little parts here that is going to interfere with my sanding. So I'm going to definitely cut these off and replace them with new ones. That's easy. That shouldn't be a problem for the front. The back, there's nothing here that requires me to do anything, but I'll definitely, you know, since I can pop, actually I'll pop these out right now. That's out. And that's out right there. So this is no brainer, because I can actually sand this down easily. I think the big issue maybe with this, and maybe I should cut this off, then sand it down, and then put it back on again, because I don't want to warp the plastic too much. I can do it with this one and this one, but this one may be an issue. And okay, I'll put you there on your ass. It's like this one right here. I can cut that off there and then put a plate on that, and then, well, maybe not a plate, but let me see here. Yeah, I could put something there. If maybe not a plate, like a frame of some sort, but I do have something for this. I really do. Oh, I gotta put this one on. Now, these will be easy to pop out, and I'm going to open up this one. Let's go back up. Oops, let me just bring this up a bit. This seam line is a pain in the ass for me, right there and right there, and that I may end up cutting that off and put something on it. You know, give it a little some detail there. The skirt is fine. I don't see no issues with the skirt. That's going to be pretty easy to do. I think what I am thinking of doing is this little part here, I can probably cut that off and make a vent in there more unique than this. So I know I have something for that. Now going back up to here, I'm not going to do nothing around this area because that's okay. I know that these will be painted on that side. That's not a big issue. This one is going to probably be a big issue. I'm going to pop this out, because this is actually part of the mold, and like I'm doing with the thrusters here in the bottom of the legs, I'm going to remove those and do something different. The thruster bells are fine. They're fine. But this is where my brain is saying to me, you know what? Maybe it would be cool to put LEDs on it. Maybe. I don't know. You should try it, Strider. You should. Let's see if I have enough lighting to show this. I'm going to remove the head a bit. I'm going to pop this out. Now, this entire compartment is big enough for a battery. I don't think a AA battery is necessary, not even a AAA battery. I'm probably going to be using the same button type batteries that I've used when I built the, well, no, let me rephrase that. When I built the Yamato this year, I put in a battery, a button battery inside the Yamato ship to power up the thrusters, the LED lights, and all that stuff. Okay. However, since I'm only going to be using one light source, it's only the eyes. This guy right here. Now, this is all clear, and I can paint the inside of the clear parts like silver, except to the eye, where all the light can be funneled inwards. Furthermore, it should have, there's enough spacing in there to, you know, to just the eyeball that we need to illuminate. We don't need to illuminate everything. And then there is a little hole right there for the light source to go through. I'm surprised that Bandai didn't think of putting in like the normal. Remember when they were making those little LED bulbs that you can put in the heads of certain Gundam kits? They could have easily done it for this as well. There's enough room in there for that, but maybe they didn't think about that. But I can put the battery compartment in there where I can find, like, you know, I can pop it out, remove the battery, then put it back and replace it, and then push it back in again. And there should be, I know that I have the one where it's a switch where you can do that, and then all I have to do is put this back on, put this back on like this, and then cover this up, and that's it. You're all set. You could either do it that way, or I can probably find a way to put a switch here in the bottom under the skirt armor, where I can turn it on and off, because the skirt armor is not going to be going flopping about all over the place. There is also the issue with this. Let me show you something. So you have this whole section here that can, if you put it in, you know, you can do this, fine. But guess what? This is not going to do that unless you want to do this. And then do this, and then do that. I may end up just putting a plate on there just to cover that gap there, that stupid gap of Rohan thing that's driving me nuts. The same holds true for the other arm. Now I am even more crazier than taking this, cutting this whole thing off, making just one hole there, and making like the same structure design that the original master grade Zaku 2 has on its kit. But let's see how far I go, because I don't want to waste too much time. I know this is going to be a long build for me to work on, to detail up, and then once everything's done, then I gotta paint this kit. Let me put the bazooka on so you guys can see this. Cool. There's there was something here to hold it up. Oh, there it is. There is a peg holder there to hold up the bazooka, so I don't have to worry about the bazooka flopping about. There we go. Bend the arm a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. That is. Oops.
Can you do anything about it?
What the hell is that? Didn't realize that. I have a parasite. I was watching some YouTube videos. Alright. That is uncomfortable. I may have to look online and look how it's done. Because remember, the original Master Grade has this part that can actually turn. That and the fact that this does not turn as well. So that's why you have this arm, this hand that's in an angled position, but it's not holding it up properly, which is annoying the hell out of me. I know it's probably annoying the hell out of you. Let me do the heat hawk. That shouldn't be a pain in the you know what. Come on. And I'm glad that they have these little pegs here, so you don't have to worry about it falling about. There we go. Now, sorry this is going to be a long video of me talking about this, but this is going to take me some time, a lot of time. This may take up my entire month of August to build. So I apologize ahead of time if you guys see a lot of videos of me customizing and detailing up and all that stuff. But that's the fun part about it. So you guys can see this and judge for yourselves if that was a wise idea, or maybe you guys have a better idea. And maybe for those of you who've already built this kit, what ideas do you have for me? Or am I cool with what I'm doing right now? Okay, I'm just going to enjoy this kit a little bit more the way it is before I begin, you know what.